Hey everybody, this is Will, and in this video we're going to talk about the 6 best grid-based MIDI controllers for Ableton Live. Now I'm a huge fan of grid-based MIDI controllers because they allow you to control and navigate Ableton Live remotely without looking at your computer. Because of the tight integration with Ableton Live, because of control scripts, you can really navigate and access almost any feature of Ableton Live directly from your MIDI controller. So I'm a huge fan of this type of MIDI controller. If you're a singer-songwriter, if you're a beat maker working in the studio, these are essential because it's going to allow you to stay in the flow, to create, to record without going over to your computer. They're also great live on stage if you're a keys player interacting with Ableton Live, if you're a DJ, obviously, if you're in a situation scenario where you're launching clips, not necessarily launching scenes. I know a lot of folks that try to use session view to run tracks and they're launching scenes. I don't think these MIDI controllers are great for that. But if you're launching clips, a DJ live looping style scenario, then these are really, really great. So let's dive into these. And there's varying price points starting all the way at $99 and up on these controllers. Let's start at the very beginning here. This is the Akai APC Mini. This is a great introductory piece here. It's $99 US. It's bus powered. It's really, really simple. It gives you some faders. Granted, it's not the really great faders that I love about the OG APC 40, but it's still great faders that allow you to control things in Ableton Live. And then you get these great pads. Again, not full-size pads that I would not personally try to create beats on these pads, but to launch clips in Ableton Live Session View, it's a great, great tool. And I think best of all, again, is the price. And then it's also bus powered. So it's highly, highly portable, and it's a great resource and tool for creating tracks. Now, in that same vein, next thing up is the LaunchPad Mini from Novation. Now, I think the main difference between the LaunchPad line of things and the APC 40s are really these faders. So when you get to the LaunchPad Mini, if you don't need faders, and the LaunchPad has this kind of cool, unique little mode where you can basically go to volume mode and bring your volume up that way if you want to. If you don't need access to faders, you're not playing key stuff live, you don't need a lot of control, the LaunchPad Mini may be a great solution for you. So I think I would much rather make beats, create music, I think, with a LaunchPad Mini than the APC 40. It's super portable. It's bus powered. Again, it's really well made. I still remember the very first day that the original LaunchPad came out, going to Guitar Center in North Carolina and drooling over it and just thinking, should I buy it? Should I not buy it? Should I buy it? Should I not? I ended up not buying it because I just didn't have the money at the time. But the LaunchPads are really, really great grid-based controllers. Again, affordable. I think it's a better solution if you're using it to create and to record with. And it just looks really pretty. I mean, look at those pads. Like, the Novation definitely has the colors down pat for sure. Next on the list is I don't have the Mark II, but I did have the Mark I when I lived in Florida and had so much fun using this. This is the APC 40 Mark II. This is, to me, this is the MIDI controller that makes every little boy and every little girl's dreams come true of pretending they're a DJ on stage. In fact, the reason I had this in Florida is I did a gig, me and a friend of mine, Doug, did a gig where we were kind of DJing live. Like, we were playing some clips, we were playing key stuff live, and having the APC 40 just made me really feel like I was like a DJ. Getting the crossfader here, getting the faders, and I love the faders on the APC 40. It's just a really, really great solution. Again, I think the APC stuff is more for triggering clips, launching clips, controlling and recording live. Again, really great solution if you're need something to control keys on stage. The APC 40 Mark II is a great solution. I think it's less of a great solution for beat making and actually recording in live because of how tiny these pads are. But if you're looking for a great solution, a step up from the LaunchPad Mini to beat make, to trigger clips, and is really well made and solid, then that would be the LaunchPad Pro. I love the LaunchPad. Again, there's something about the pads on these that are really great. There's something about this new generation of Novation stuff and all the pads they use, the colors. I know that sounds really silly, but LPD, lights per dollar, is very important. And they just look beautiful, really easy to navigate. I love how these pads here are kind of separate from the other pads. Really easy to see, really easy to navigate live. Again, I think this is more for music creation, beat making, than it is for, you know, someone that's just going to play keys and need something, because it doesn't have faders. But even still, it's super portable. Again, works really great to use live. It's still super portable, even though it's a little thicker, a little bigger than the original one, and has super tight integration with Ableton Live. So I think it's a really great choice and great use for that. Next on the list is a super affordable MIDI controller. In fact, I have it sitting right here and it's plugged in. It's one of my favorites. It's made the multiple of these best of the best gear list, and that's the PreSonus ATOM. I've had this controller for a while. I love it for a lot of different reasons, but man, this little guy has so much power packed into it. It's great for beat making. Again, I am not a finger drummer. I'm not a beat maker at all, but the feel of these pads is amazing. They feel really great. They're super big. They're the right size to me for what pads should be if you're going to make beats on them. It's super pretty. You could see the lights really well. It's got multiple banks. It's got really tight Ableton Live integration. In fact, I had the PreSonus ATOM before they had released their control script and tight integration with Ableton Live. Even then, it was super great. I typically don't use that sort of stuff with live, but now that that's added there, it's just an extra bonus. You can navigate launch clips from the ATOM. You can program drum beats and do finger drumming from it. Again, you can change and really navigate almost all of Ableton Live. You get your transport control here. The control that they've packed into this small, really affordable MIDI controller is pretty impressive. So shout out to PreSonus. Really great job on this. Number one, you probably guessed the best grid-based MIDI controller for Ableton Live would be this. This is the Ableton Push 2. I mean, here's the thing. If you're making beats, if you're recording with Ableton Live, if you want to control Ableton Live and want a MIDI controller with the tightest, best integration with Ableton Live, it's got to be the MIDI controller that Ableton itself makes. The Push 2 is great for a couple reasons. Well, let me actually, before I get to the reasons it's great, let me talk about a reason you may not want it. It's portable, but it's not as portable as a ATOM. It's not as portable as a LaunchPad Mini. It's not as portable as a APC 40 Mark II, or even a LaunchPad Pro. It's fairly big. It's sitting right behind me. Maybe you can kind of see it sitting there on the shelf. It's pretty big. You could still throw it in your backpack if you want to take it with you. But I like leaving it in the studio. I had this epiphany one day, playing my keyboard. I still struggle. I'll be honest. I still struggle, like watching this video. The person recording this is playing keys parts, on their Push. I still struggle to actually play synth parts on a Push, but I know a lot of folks that do this really well. In fact, Google, I'll see if I can find the link and throw it in here. There's a great video of a guy playing jazz piano, like legit jazz piano on Push, and it's just unreal. I still don't fully understand it, but I've seen people play Push 2 very proficiently, and it sounds absolutely amazing. I can't really do that, so I typically use Push 2 just simply as a beat making tool, as a way to navigate and control Ableton Live, along with having a full-size MIDI keyboard here in the studio to play with. And it still works really well. I've mentioned this, and we talked about this in our keys video. I really like using this with Ableton Live when I'm playing keys, just because of this readout, because of the display. None of the MIDI controllers listed on the list here have screens on them that give you feedback, give you control over Ableton Live. And the way that the Push team in Ableton has thought of creative ways to like dive deep into instrument racks and control things really just is amazing. The kind of parity between Ableton releasing updates and Push getting updates is just absolutely amazing. So Push 2 is an incredible tool, particularly if you're a singer-songwriter in the studio. If you're launching clips live on stage, it's still an incredible resource for that, incredible tool to, again, control live if you're launching clips without it. There's user mode. Most of these devices have some sort of user mode where you could assign and launch scenes and those sorts of things, but I would not necessarily recommend these controllers as the best tools to trigger and run tracks. But if you're looking to trigger clips, if you're looking to use these as a way to remotely control live in the studio as a singer-songwriter, then any one of these MIDI controllers would be a great solution for you. Now, in addition to this, if you're looking for a MIDI controller that fits your particular scenario, whether you're a playback tech, a drummer, guitar player, keyboardist, whatever it is, maybe you're looking for the best audio interface, the best in-ears, best hard drives to use on stage, computer to use on stage, whatever it is, I would suggest that you head to fromstudiotostage.com/gear, download my completely free gear guide. I share all my top picks for the best gear for using Ableton Live on stage, performing live on stage. Everything I've ever used, every piece of gear I've ever recommended is in that free guide. You could download it for free by heading to fromstudiotostage.com/gear. And in addition to that, if you want to learn to use Ableton Live on stage and learn to run tracks like a pro, use Ableton Live for keys to automate things, then make sure you stick around here on the YouTube channel. We post new content every single day, 10 a.m. Central. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central. I'll see you the day after that and the day after that. And you know how it goes. You know how days work. We'll see you every single day, 10 a.m. Central. Thanks for watching, for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.